On question period, Senator Plett.
Thank you, Speaker. My question again is for the government leader in the Senate. The old saying goes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. In 2015, the Liberal government's speech from the throne contained no mention of Canada's agricultural sector. Last week's speech from the throne once again contained almost nothing to address the serious concerns facing our farmers. Nothing about the trade wars impacting the ability of our farmers to get their product to market. Nothing about badly needed changes to the business risk management programs. No priority given to agricultural research. No carbon exemption for our farmers. No acknowledgement of the critical role this sector plays in our society. Senator Gold, farmers cannot shut down their operations and walk away from their responsibility for 6 weeks, like the Liberal government just did with Parliament. Where is the support for our grain growers, our chicken farmers, our pork and beef producers, and many more?
Senator Gold.
Thank you, Senator, for the question. The Canadian government is not only aware but knows how important the agricultural sector is and the agri-food industry as a key driver in Canada for jobs, economic prosperity, and growth. And the Canadian government has been providing support in an ongoing way to this sector, and especially so during the difficult circumstances through which the sector is going, including, though not limited to, the pandemic crisis. Indeed, this government has been involved in supporting Canadian farmers, producers, and exporters in a number of ways, and let me list just but a few. The Canadian Agricultural Partnership, a $3 billion federal-provincial territorial agreement for strengthening the agriculture and agri-food sector, and funding for the suite of business risk management programs, of which I've made mention in earlier question periods in the previous session of the Parliament. I would add as well the $1.26 billion Strategic Innovation Fund, $70 million invested in the area of agricultural science, and $2 billion in rural infrastructure, which is an important part of supporting this important sector in our economy.
Senator Plett.
Senator Gold, Canada's energy sector was also ignored in the throne speech, despite the fact that over 23,000 energy workers lost their jobs in the second quarter of 2020. In March, the former finance minister, was here in this chamber and promised to help the sector, and it would be coming in days. Now, months later, Senator Gold, the government brought forward a useless financing program for all large employers and next to nothing specifically for our energy sector. Leader, how do you justify a throne speech that contained no concern and no help for Western Canadian oil and gas workers, real people with real jobs in our energy sector right now?
Senator Gold.
Well, thank you again for the question, for pointing out the importance of this sector for the Canadian economy, but also for the lives of individuals, families, and communities in many of our provinces and territories. I think senators will recognize the challenge that the sector has faced for forces that are far beyond any government's control: falling demand, falling oil prices. That said, as I've stated on many occasions in the course of question periods in the previous session, there has been a number of actions taken by this government to provide support, and I'll focus on the oil and gas businesses, both large and small, across the country. I could perhaps begin with the creation of many, many jobs through the remediation of inactive and abandoned wells. That's a program that's seen tens of thousands of applications in Alberta and Saskatchewan. And I would add as well the 75% wage subsidy that has kept thousands working in many sectors, but including the energy sector. And the government will continue to rely upon, and with gratitude, the hardworking men and women in our oil and gas sector as Canada moves forward into recovery from the pandemic, and we work towards reaching our goals for the future.